Let's get ready to roll.
Nestled within a royal Italian park in the shadow of the ancient banking lies one of the world's oldest purpose-built race courses. This is Monza in Formula One form. Hey everybody, I'm Greg Woods. This iconic circuit has been hosting races for over 100 years. They no longer use the old banking, but they have before, and the stories from this track are incredible. Speed, danger, and history of Grand Prix racing all come together in the spiritual home of Italian motorsports, just a stone's throw from Maranello, the home of Ferrari. Our 2020 winner, Pierre Gasly, starts dead last next to Franco Colapinto as we take a look at the grid. Liam Lawson behind George Russell. It's Isaac Adjar and Ali Behrman. Esteban Ocon next to the first of the Ferraris. Lewis Hamilton in a disappointing 13th. The Tifosi will be cheering him on. Alex Albon will start behind the only Italian in the field, Kimi Antonelli, born over in Bologna. Nico Hülkenberg and the first of the McLarens get us into the top 10 now. Max Verstappen in 8th, out-qualified by his teammate Yuki Tsunoda in 7th. Carlos Sainz and the other Ferrari of Charles Leclerc now in the top 5. Oscar Piastri, our championship leader in these predictor videos, next to another former winner of this race, Fernando Alonso, and it's Gabriel Bortoleto alongside our pole sitter in the Aston Martin, Lance Stroll. The Variante del Rettifilo awaits the opening chicane before they curve around the Curva Grande. Lights are on, and we're rolling, and it's a great start for Alonso. Oh, who gets shoved to the side as they go through the opening chicane. Now around the Curva Grande, down to the second, the Della Roggia chicane. Through the Lesmos, now down to Ascari. It is Stroll. Behrman is up from 15th to 2nd place. Lando Norris in 3rd, and will start the next lap alongside the Haas. Who gets the better jump? It is Norris. Has a look into the opening chicane at Stroll, but the door is closed. Norris passed around the outside. Back through the second Lesmo. Norris gets P2 right back. Gabriel Bortoleto falling to 4th. Tsunoda up to 5th. Now gets passed by Piastri. Stroll holding the lead now as they come through this double right-hander known as the Parabolica. Ready to start the next lap, and diving through, splitting the opening runners up there is Ali Behrman, who wants a chance at the lead and gets it. Excellent exit of the chicane, and the same can be said right there out of Ascari for Lance Stroll, who gets the lead right back. A marble that is not used to dueling up at the front in a Grand Prix. Into that chicane. Boy, those balls hit you very hard. Piastri looking racy there, gets up to 3rd. Now behind Yuki Tsunoda. Gabriel Bortoleto also challenges, tries to weave through that chicane. Too many marbles in too little space. He cannot get the move done, but Piastri up into 2nd. Some distance behind Lance Stroll. This is a very fast race. In fact, it holds the record for the fastest non-interrupted or non-prematurely ended race in Grand Prix history. Stroll very slow out of the chicane, heading down the backstretch. We take a look at where the Ferraris are, and Hamilton has come up from 13th to 7th. Leclerc right ahead of him in 6th. Piastri can't keep Tsunoda at bay. And Yuki Tsunoda having one of his better weekends in these marble predictor videos. Holding in 3rd for right now. It's Stroll, Piastri. Bortoleto gets 3rd. Can he hold it over the line? Yes. Tsunoda in 4th. Ocon, Behrman, Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, and Alonso rounding out the top 10. Alonso dropped precipitously from the start on the 2nd row. Piastri now having to see a charging Esteban Ocon, who is also coming up through the field. Lots of movers in this race, and positions changing at the instant. Antonelli was 2nd to last a moment ago and has now found his way up to 13th. The Italians cheering on one of their own. But a lot of eyes on the Ferraris. Leclerc now up into 4th. Hamilton into 5th. The prancing horses moving their way forward. Stroll, in the meantime, managing the gap up front very nicely, trying to break the draft wherever he can. This fast-flowing course lends itself to a lot of great drafting and strategy. How do you handle these extreme speeds and then slamming on the brakes into the chicane? And we saw having a little trouble with that was Piastri. Esteban Ocon, second place, still trying to track down Stroll. Leclerc in third now. Hamilton falling back to sixth. Good recovery by Max Verstappen, now up into fifth. Tsunoda dropped down to eighth. Antonelli briefly inside the top 10, was in ninth, now sits in 10th. Past the halfway point of this Grand Prix. Looking farther back, Alonso falling now to 12th. Ollie Behrman, who started 15th, got up to second, is now back to 15th. And a battle there heading into the chicane. That is Leclerc and Piastri, and the battle leaves Piastri vulnerable. Ocon gets by. Piastri, nice recovery there, back up into third. Leclerc, the Tifosi at full throat, trying to guide that marble forward. Leclerc won this race in 2019 and in 2024. One of 4 winners in the field today. The record, Lewis Hamilton, 5 wins. That matches the all-time mark of Michael Schumacher. We begin lap 13 with Lance Stroll taking a peek over the shoulder. Leclerc, too focused up ahead, and Ocon gets by. Leclerc perhaps saving up for mounting one more attack before the end of this race, but now has to get by the Haas in order to find his way up to the front. The Aston Martin has led from the outset, and here comes Leclerc. This is as much speed as we've seen from the Ferrari. The gap was down to just a few lengths. Heading into Ascari, they come together. That launches Stroll forward and now has some breathing space through Parabolica. A 3-marble battle back for third place. It's Ocon, Verstappen, and Piastri. We focus on the leaders right now with 3 laps to go. Lance Stroll, trying to win at Monza for the first time, takes a defensive line into the first of the Lesmos. Into Ascari, leaping up into the air. What can Leclerc do? To start the penultimate lap, a fight with one of the McLarens right there as we come back up front. Here is Leclerc now having to defend against Max Verstappen. Ocon tries to go around the outside of all of them, does get by Max, but cannot get by the Ferrari. This is massively helping Lance Stroll, who is able to go off into the distance. Now Ocon and Verstappen will duel between them. A messy exit from Leclerc off of the conveyor belt, and his gap over Ocon has shrank. Ocon, second. Final lap. Lance Stroll comes across the line. Our pole sitter wins at Monza. Esteban Ocon second, and Ferrari will stand atop the podium, but on the third spot. Waiting for our final runner here, Franco Colapinto, over the line, some distance behind everybody else. How about it? Lance Stroll gets the win in the Aston by 2.5 seconds over Esteban Ocon. One of the great podiums in all of racing, in all of sports, is at Monza. And right now, Lance Stroll gets to stand on the top step. Beautiful trophy. They will be celebrating. The Tifosi mildly disappointed. The win could have been there, but Leclerc unable to bring it home. There are the championship standings. Piastri still atop. It's Verstappen in second. McLaren, they now lead by 42 over Ferrari. Red Bull in third, another 10 points back. Monza always delivers in terms of history and drama. What will the next round hold for our competitors?